Right now, as you sit there, your body is betraying you. Every micro movement, every shift in posture, every unconscious gesture is broadcasting a signal to everyone around you. And here is the brutal truth. Most men have no idea what message they are sending. They walk into a room wondering why nobody listens, why they get overlooked, why respect seems to flow to everyone else but them. Your body has been speaking a language you never learned to control. And the people around you, they are reading it fluently. Psychologists at Princeton found that humans form a first impression in just 1/10 of a second, not from your words, not from your resume, from your body. Silent signals control everything. Today, we are going to decode 7 body language secrets that the most powerful, magnetic, and respected men in any room already know. These are not tricks. These are not performance hacks. These are fundamental shifts in how your physical presence communicates dominance, confidence, and authority. By the end of this video, you will never enter a room the same way again. The stillness code. Watch any truly powerful person in a room and you will notice something strange. They barely move. While everyone else is fidgeting, adjusting their collar, touching their face, shifting their weight, the person with real authority is almost unnervingly still. This is not a coincidence. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian's research revealed that 55% of communication is body language, and the single most powerful body language signal is stillness. The greatest power is often demonstrated through restraint. When you fidget, you are telling the room that you are uncomfortable, that this environment is too much for you. Every unnecessary movement is a micro-confession of anxiety. Think about the last time you were in a meeting. Were your hands still? Were your legs planted? Or were you bouncing your knee, clicking a pen, playing with your phone? Stillness communicates that you belong exactly where you are. Start by eliminating 3 habits. Stop touching your face, plant your feet shoulder-width apart, and when you speak, let your hands rest naturally. This alone will change how people perceive you within days. Be the rock, not the ripple. But stillness is only the beginning, because where you direct your gaze changes everything. Eye dominance. Most men look away first. In every conversation, in every handshake, in every confrontation, the person who breaks eye contact first loses the invisible power negotiation happening beneath the words. Research published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that individuals who maintain steady eye contact are perceived as more confident, competent, and trustworthy. But here is what they do not tell you. There is a difference between staring and commanding attention with your eyes. Staring is aggressive. It creates discomfort. Eye dominance is about controlled, relaxed focus. The technique the top 1% use is called the triangle method. You shift your gaze slowly between the left eye, right eye, and mouth of the person you are speaking with. This creates the feeling of deep, engaged attention without the intensity of a fixed stare. Focus, engage, command. Here is the real secret, though. When you are in a group, the person you look at most is the person you are giving power to. If you want to assert dominance, hold eye contact with the most powerful person in the room while you speak. If this is already making you rethink your habits, hit like and subscribe to keep exploring the depths of your psyche with me. There is so much more to uncover. And speaking of power dynamics, the next secret is something almost nobody thinks about. Space ownership. Animals expand their bodies to signal dominance. A cobra spreads its hood. A gorilla pounds its chest. A bear stands on its hind legs. Humans do the same thing, but most men do the opposite. They shrink. They cross their arms. They keep their elbows tight against their body. They take up as little space as possible, as if apologizing for their existence. Expand. Amy Cuddy's research at Harvard demonstrated that adopting expansive postures for just 2 minutes increases testosterone by 20% and decreases cortisol by 25%. Your body literally changes its chemistry based on how much space you claim. The space you occupy tells the world how much you believe you deserve. In practice, this means spreading your arms when you sit, planting both hands on the table when you stand, walking with wider strides instead of quick, shuffling steps. When you enter a room, do not head straight for the corner. Move through the center, touch surfaces, lean against the wall like you own it. Confidence is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It is about being the most grounded presence. The people who command the most respect are the ones who physically claim territory without saying a word. But claiming space means nothing if your hands are telling a different story. Hand authority. Your hands are the most watched part of your body. Evolutionary psychologists believe this comes from our primal need to assess threat. Are they holding a weapon? Are they clenched in anger? Are they open in peace? In the modern world, this translates into trust signals that most men completely ignore. Palms down, power up. Here is the rule: palms down communicates authority and control. Palms up communicates openness and honesty. Palms hidden communicates deception or insecurity. Watch any world leader during a press conference. Their hand movements are deliberate, expansive, and almost always visible. Now watch yourself the next time you are in a conversation. Where are your hands? In your pockets, behind your back, gripping your phone like a security blanket. Every hidden hand is a trust signal lost. The steeple gesture, where your fingertips press together forming a triangle, is one of the most powerful hand positions in existence. It communicates absolute confidence without a single word. Use it when you are listening. Use it when you are thinking. Use it when you want the room to understand that you are completely in control. Your hands are broadcasting confidence or insecurity every single second. Master this and you have already surpassed 90% of men. But what about the moment that defines everything? The first 3 seconds of contact. The power entry. You have 3 seconds. That is how long it takes for every person in a room to form a judgment about you the moment you walk through the door. And most men waste those 3 seconds by rushing in, looking down at their phone, or scanning the room with nervous eyes, searching for someone they know. How you enter a room determines how the room treats you. The power entry has 3 components. First, the pause. When you step through the doorway, stop for 1 full second, not awkwardly, not dramatically, just a brief, natural pause that says I have arrived and I am assessing this space on my terms. Second, the scan. Slowly move your gaze across the room from left to right. This is what dominant individuals do instinctively. It communicates awareness and control. Third, the deliberate walk. Move toward your destination with purpose. Not fast, not slow, but with the measured pace of someone who knows exactly where they are going. Pause, scan, walk. Those 3 steps will transform the way people respond to you before you even open your mouth. Pause, scan, walk. But entering a room is only half the equation. What happens when someone challenges you? That is where the next secret becomes your greatest weapon. The slow response. When someone challenges you, when a question is thrown at you, when pressure hits, your instinct is to respond immediately. Fast, defensive, reactive, and that is exactly what gives your power away. The most dominant people in any room share one habit. They respond slowly, not because they are slow thinkers, but because they understand that speed equals anxiety and slowness equals control. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our freedom. Watch any courtroom lawyer, any experienced negotiator, any military leader. When asked a tough question, they pause, they hold the silence, they let the tension build, and then they respond with precision. The person who controls the pace of a conversation controls the conversation. This applies to everything. How fast you turn your head when someone calls your name. Do not snap your neck around. Turn slowly, deliberately. How quickly you respond to a provocative comment. Take a breath. Let the silence work for you. How fast you walk when someone is rushing you. Maintain your pace. Patient. Slow responses communicate that you are not rattled, that you are thinking, that you are choosing your words carefully. And in a world of reactive, impulsive men, this makes you magnetic. But there is one more layer to this that most people never consider. Vocal gravity. Your voice is body language that people hear, and most men are sabotaging their authority every time they open their mouths without even realizing it. The 2 biggest mistakes are upward inflection and vocal fry. Upward inflection is when your sentences end on a higher pitch, turning every statement into a question. I think we should go this direction. I believe this is the right approach. You are literally asking permission to have your own opinion. Every rising tone at the end of a sentence is a surrender of authority. Vocal fry, that raspy, low energy trailing off at the end of sentences, communicates disengagement and insecurity. The fix is what vocal coaches call chest voice resonance. Speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. Let your voice resonate in your chest cavity. End your sentences on a downward pitch, like you are making a declaration, not asking a question. Deep, steady, final. Record yourself in your next conversation. Most men are shocked when they hear how uncertain they actually sound. A voice that descends at the end of a sentence commands instant respect. Lower your pitch, slow your cadence, speak less and say more. Your voice is either a weapon or a weakness. And this leads us to the final secret, the one that ties everything together. Mirror mastery. Here is where psychology meets strategy. Mirroring is the unconscious tendency to copy the body language, gestures, and expressions of people we feel connected to. Neuroscientists discovered that mirror neurons fire when we observe someone else's behavior, creating an automatic urge to replicate it. The top 1% of communicators do not leave this to chance. They use it deliberately. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. When you subtly mirror someone's posture, their hand position, their speaking pace, their brain interprets it as this person is like me. This person is safe. This person is trustworthy. But here is the critical distinction. You are not mimicking. You are not copying every movement like a mirror image. You are reflecting their energy with a 2 to 4 second delay. If they lean forward, you lean forward a few seconds later. If they slow their speech, you slow yours. This creates an invisible bond that makes people feel deeply understood without knowing why. FBI negotiators use this technique in hostage situations. Therapists use it to build rapid trust, and the most charismatic leaders in history used it instinctively. Mirroring is the secret language of connection and influence. But mirroring alone is not enough, because real dominance is not about individual tricks. Status signals. Every social interaction is a negotiation of status, and most men unknowingly signal low status through a collection of small behaviors they have never examined. Nodding too much, laughing too quickly at jokes that are not funny, filling every silence with nervous chatter, saying sorry when they have done nothing wrong. Sorry, stop saying it. Each of these is a submission signal. Your body is telling the room, please accept me, please like me, I am not a threat. And while there is nothing wrong with humility, there is a massive difference between being humble and broadcasting insecurity. High status is not arrogance, it is the quiet certainty that you belong. The adjustment is subtle but transformative. Nod once instead of repeatedly. Laugh only when something genuinely amuses you. Let silence exist without rushing to fill it. Replace sorry with thank you. Instead of sorry for being late, say thank you for waiting. 1. Nod once with intention. 2. Laugh only when genuine. 3. Embrace comfortable silence. 4. Replace sorry with thank you. These 4 micro shifts will immediately elevate how people perceive your status in any interaction. Status is not claimed with words, it is demonstrated through behavior. Now that you understand these individual signals, it is time to understand how they all work together. The full signal. Here is what separates the 1% from everyone else. They do not use one technique. They do not focus on one gesture. They understand that body language is a complete system, and every signal either reinforces or contradicts the others. You can have perfect eye contact, but if your hands are in your pockets, the message is mixed. You can own the space, but if your voice rises at the end of every sentence, your authority collapses. You can enter a room perfectly, but if you immediately start fidgeting, the first impression evaporates. Congruence. That is the word, congruence. When your stillness, your gaze, your space, your hands, your entry, your timing, your voice, your mirroring, and your status signals all tell the same story, you become undeniable. The body never lies. It is the truest expression of who we are. This is not about faking confidence. This is about training your body to express the confidence that already exists within you but has been suppressed by years of unconscious habits. When every signal aligns, you do not need to demand respect. It is given freely. Start with one secret this week. Master it, then add another. Within 30 days, you will walk differently, speak differently, and be treated differently, not because you changed who you are, but because you finally learned to show the world who you have always been. Your body has been having a conversation with every person you have ever met, and until today you were not part of that conversation. The 7 secrets: stillness, eye dominance, space ownership, hand authority, the power entry, the slow response, and vocal gravity, combined with mirror mastery, status signals, and full congruence, are not just techniques. They are a complete transformation of how the world experiences you. Transform your signal today. The science is clear. 55% of all communication is nonverbal. That means more than half of every impression, every negotiation, every relationship is being determined by signals you have been sending unconsciously. But now you know. Now you can choose what you broadcast. If you made it this far, comment body decoded to prove you are among the 1% who actually pay attention. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Welcome to the Psyche Project. If this changed how you see yourself, hit subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it.